Meanwhile, here on Scottish, Hearts versus Celtic in a Scott Sports special.
Yes, those were the goals that put Hearts and Celtic through to the CIS Insurance Cup quarter-final at Tynecastle tonight. The kick-off coming up in just a couple of minutes. Good evening to you. Exclusive live coverage of the fourth quarter-final tie coming your way shortly. One team has to win tonight. We'll be there all the way to a finish. And with me here in the studio, Billy Stark and Craig Levine. We'll be hearing from them at half-time and at full-time. First, though, to Tynecastle, a 7:35 kick-off tonight. The live action about to start there. And our match commentators are Billy McNeil. And good evening first to Archie McPherson.
Very good evening to you, Jim. At about 4:45 last Saturday, this stadium was in an absolute state of rebellion, and Hearts players and officials had to be secreted out of the ground as some of the home support vented their fury at what they considered to be an unacceptable condition of the club. Tonight, judging from the mood we felt coming into the stadium, and as we hear now, most of them have put that behind them, as if they realise that to have any chance against the formed team of Scottish football at the moment, then full-throated backing is essential. And this, in fact, is a Hearts team that will be playing tonight. Yemi, Presley, Murray, Locke, Flogo, Petric, Kirk, Fulton, Severin, Cameron and Tomaszek. And that's the way we think they will play tonight. Three at the back there. And up front, Kirk has scored 4 goals this season, and Flogo, the Austrian international. Have a look at this Celtic lineup. And first of all, the subs bench, as you see it happening now, with Boyd, Peta, Petrov, Mjolby, all regulars this season, consigned, I think, temporarily to the bench tonight. And this is how we think Celtic might play, with 3 at the back there, Stubbs in the middle, and up front, and on the left-hand side, giving a chance there to Stephen Craney, lovely left-footed player, and Jamie Smith up front there with Tommy Johnson, who scored a couple of goals against Wraith Rovers in the previous round. And there is the referee for tonight, Kenny Clark. And if you took logic into this game, as Celtic go into the huddle, you can probably hear the support for that in the background. The logic of this game is that Hearts have lost 9 goals in the last 2 games, and Celtic have scored 12 more games in the league, and it would point to a rather easy Celtic victory. But the man sitting beside me, Billy McNeil, knows that logic sometimes cannot be applied to this match, but Celtic nevertheless favourites.
Well, Celtic have certainly had a very positive start to the season, but in a cup tie you're never entirely sure what might happen. This is a mixture of players who have been playing, ones who have been on the bench, and youngsters looking to make their name, so it'll be an interesting game all round.
That ball flicked back there, Moravcik lining up with Tommy Johnson. He was in a hard tussle the last time. Look at the pace of Johnston, and that's a very good tackle indeed. Good judgment by Petric. Not the quickest man at the back in Scottish football, but he does read the game well. Big Celtic support have come through here. Celtic, the cup holders. There's Alan Stubbs, Johnston. I think Johnson will be eager to show his wares tonight, Billy.
Yes, certainly. You know, he's been out of the team for quite some time, and he's seen the good start being made by the people who have taken his position. So I think he will be able to show Martin Neal that there should be a place for him in the side.
And a Vida reset. But I don't think is probably just as happy as he was when he originally came to Celtic Park, because he's in and out of the side. I don't think he's now considered a first-team pick. That's a clever ball played inside, and Johnston off the side of the foot. Good intelligent run by him all the same, getting behind the defence, Billy.
Well, Tommy Johnson doesn't play all that many games, but if you look at his ratio of goals, he gets himself in about the goals. He's very, very enthusiastic, hits the ball well, hits it early, and you know, again, he'll be another one who'll be out to show Martinelli that he could still do a job here.
Play down to Fulton. Strong on that left side of his. Played back by Jackie McNamara. Scored that excellent goal the other night at Fir Park. Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Celtic put the emphasis on the league, but they are cup holders and they are playing for the Jazz as they always do in any competition at all, Billy.
Well, that's right, but you know, I feel, you know, Hearts obviously have had a disappointing start to the league season, but a game like this will excite them, it'll build them up, and it may well just be the thing that they need at this stage.
Garilok turns away, and I think looked as if he was impeded to start with. Good play. Trying to move that ball about and get a little bit of wood, and it's Craney who whips the ball away, and you can hear the enthusiasm of the Hearts support just underneath us. Well, the boy you just saw there, the red-haired Craney, has a tremendous left foot and a natural left-sided player, takes great free kicks. Hearts opening out confidently. Here's Fulton, former Celtic player, of course. Now Johnston. Craney just, that was just a little bit slow, the way Healy went for it. Played inside to Cameron. Just dwelt on a ball a little bit too long. Well, just watching Colin Cameron there, Billy, apparently, I wasn't at the game, but we were told he wasn't too happy being substituted, but then on Saturday, but then keen players never are.
No, that's right. No one likes to be substituted. I think someone who's had such a prominent start to his international career as Colin Cameron will be disappointed, obviously. Gordon's
ball is not offside. Yes, McNamara was applauding that ball put through, and I think McNamara must be in the mood for goals given what happened at Fir Park. Put out by Valcheren. Moravcik. Yes. Healy with the squared ball. Jamie Smith. Just a little bit too enthusiastic. Youngster getting his head over the ball, determined to show how concentrated he is. Craney straight in there. Johnson running the wrong side. Well, Hearts picked themselves up after an excellent victory, even though they didn't get through in Europe against Stuttgart. Had good performances, and that Hibs game was quite exceptional. Neatly flicked back by Thompson. Craney using that left foot of his again. Moravcik, player I like, traditional Scottish inside forward, very much bringing it from the east.
Well, they're trying to give Celtic, the way Celtic are playing, they're playing a 4-4-2, as it were. You know, Tommy Johnson just that little bit ahead of Moravcik, and I think obviously Moravcik's been given the licence to find a bit of space. If he can find that bit of space anywhere near the Hearts goal, then they could be in trouble, because he's a tremendous striker of the ball and likes nothing better than to have a pot.
Good play by Thompson. Looked as if he might lose that. Nice little flick on. Well, he's got a bit of pace across to that far side, the youngster. And there's Stephen Presley. And I think the defenders have to be very accurate tonight against the Celtic attack. Colin Cameron almost running himself into difficulties. Good tackle by Reset. I think that ball's still in play. Yes, Reset. Moravcik was screaming for the ball. Cameron tracked back very well. Well, I think Severin was quite unsure what to do with the ball, and he gets the benefit of the refereeing decision there. I think he'd lost his way originally.
There wasn't an awful lot in that, Archie. You know, that they're both tossing for the ball, and the referee saw that perhaps Tommy Johnson used his arm, but there wasn't enough law in it.
Well, the crowd was a little bit slow assembling, but it's grown now. Good atmosphere in the ground. And as Billy was saying, I think that's exactly what Hearts needed at the end of Saturday's game. I think many people gave a lot of people the impression they were almost entombed in their own stadium. Played to Presley. Bit of movement in front of Presley. He'll try the longer ball. Kirk tried to go down that right-hand side. There's Tomaszek. Leaving that to Gary Locke. There's Kirk, full of aggression. Got to watch him. Came from Glentoran. One or two of the Irish players coming across here now, doing quite well in Scottish football. 4 goals in 5 league games, and that's not a bad record for anybody. Martin O'Neill might have been a little bit mad about some of the decisions made on Sunday, but he just gets on with it. Sabrin getting in very hard, and I think he may have hurt himself in that tackle. Played very neatly by Kirk. He's got a lot of movement to him. I thought there might have been slightly impeded as he went down the left-hand side, but it is in fact a throw to Celtic. Well, for a team that came through a lot of criticism and all the tension after the game on Saturday, Hearts have settled into that. They look competitive, Billy.
Yes, they certainly do, and you know, obviously the crowd, the atmosphere, the excitement of a cup tie, I think, has helped them enormously, but they certainly look up for this game.
Bravchik just getting the touch. Look at Cameron coming in quickly. There's a run by the Austrian, and Craney coming across him, saw the danger. Well, I think the decision has gone against Flogel for pulling the jersey, according to the referee. He's very tight, but the referee was close to the action. Well, Thomas Flogel has played at the back, in the middle, and now up front for Hearts. And there was a pull there. There's Presley. Well, Stephen Presley started off life at Ibrox, of course, then went south back to United. Ex-Rangers player again in Petric. Cameron very quick in the uptake. Flogel. Well, I think the anticipation by Kirk was for the ball to be played forward.
I think he was certainly looking for that, but you know, it looked to me as though Flogel was merely going to use him as a decoy and then take the ball himself, and really at the end of the day it was a poor pass.
Kirk is down as the ball is played to Fulton. Oh, he's got back up on his feet as Fulton comes in. Tomaszek trying to go around the side, and will he get it? No. Yeah, I think it's still in. It is indeed. And that's not a bad effort. Ball whipped across goal. And Severin, watch him as he comes in. The ball just played a little bit too far to his left.
The final delivery just a little bit behind him, but he makes a reasonable effort at it. But, you know, it just shows you that Hearts are up to the game. They're enjoying the game. Perhaps the pressure of the league points is off them, and they know that Celtic have got a team that's still really got to find its way of playing with each other. So they're having a go.
Certainly Craney eager to come down that left-hand side. There he is again. Saw him come on as a substitute at the tail end of last season. He was only on the park about 30 seconds or so, and he got a free kick. Hadn't really seen him before, and he rifled one in with that left foot of his. Down by Locke. Balkaren going in, touched away. Well, Celtic were moving the ball about well, but Moravcik not happy about that, Bill. I think he wanted the ball played to his feet.
Yeah, he's coming off a marker. None of the Hearts players look as though they're going to pick him up, and he's going to try and pick up that little bit of space, get the balls played into his feet, either feed Tommy Johnson or look for anyone to come up and support, or indeed have a shot himself.
Well, collision with the two Hearts players. Dear oh dear, well, when troubles come to a club, they come in legions. Look at this, that's all they need. Injuring each other. Watch the challenge. One in the back and one in the front of the head. That's most unfortunate. But I think it harks back, Billy, to that sense of commitment they have. I mean, they really are eager. They have an appetite for it.
Well, there's no doubt whatsoever. That's what causes that. You know, two of them going for the one ball, but it's been a nasty one. And when you're in difficulty, more difficulties seem to come, don't they? I hope it's nothing too serious.
Well, they're certainly having a very close look at it. We've got to be very careful about these things. I must say, Flogel looks the most seriously hurt there.
Often happens, actually, you know, when they are keen and they're going for things and they're really up for the game. The two of them are going for a ball that really one or other should have stayed out of the way of it.
I don't know if you're watching this back home, if it brought tears to your eyes watching something like that. It's a chilly night. Well, even at a tropical night, it's so one to take, and he looks as if he's out of it.
I think that would be painful any night, wouldn't it?
Yes. I think he's off. And when I say off, it looks as if they might be contemplating a substitution. Even at this stage, in fact, they're having to bring another stretcher on. It may well be that in a few calamitous seconds, Hearts are deprived of two of the players by a freakish accident. We're still looking way across there. Yeah, there might in fact be two substitutions. Running away down towards the bench to pass on the word to Jim Jeffries. Oh, you don't want to see this, do you? I mean,
certainly not. It's the two front players, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Locke
Locke
and Flogel
down the right-hand side, and Flogel through the middle.
Well, I don't think, by the looks of it at the moment, I think both of them may be off for good. I hope that's not the case, but at least one of the Hearts know that they're both going to be substituted. Both coming on. It looks like Wanjo and O'Neill who come on. Now that's a tragedy for this club. I mean, they really did. Billy and I were stressing the fact that they looked up for it. Now that's very difficult to overcome.
Well, it is. You know, obviously they started the game very enthusiastically. This is disappointing for them, but you never know. Maybe in adversity things go right. I
think, in fact, it's Wanjo and Nielsen who are about to come on. Here they come. Nielsen coming on first. 3 league games. One as a substitute for the club. And now can Hearts regroup themselves? Well, they had to play with spirit to start off with in this game. That was to the left-hand side. I think the assistant referee underneath us had his flag up. It's at a time like this, in a crisis and an emergency, that sometimes it brings out the best in men, Billy.
Well, certainly in cup ties, you never know what to expect, and football has a way of throwing up some amazing results at times. And you know, I think, as I say, in adversity, sometimes the best comes to the top, and players give a bit more than they would normally give.
There'll be a throw to Hearts. Just let me repeat that Hwanjo and Nielsen are on. Tragic accident there as that's touched away by Volkeren, then Smith, then Barabczyk. Should be picked up by Fulton. Tries to get that ball to his left foot. His right foot doesn't quite operate as efficiently. Well, I think Celtic looks staggered by it as well at the moment.
Well, you know, it makes its impact on. It takes the other team just a little bit of time settling down. 2 subs as early as this in the game is unusual. It can have a disturbing influence on the other side.
And here by Nielsen. Kirk going down there. He controlled that ball very well, Kirk. Well, the support getting behind them now. And that's over. That's a goal kick. Well, supporters really do swing from one extreme to the other, Billy. You could feel, you could sense underneath us there the feeling of getting right behind the team there. Well, after Saturday, you know, when they were derided.
It looked for a spell there as though the Hearts supporters were staying away, but they've certainly come out. They know it's a big game for the club, and they're here to enjoy it, to make their impact on the game, and to hopefully see a good performance from the side.
There's Fulton. Really come throwing hard on it. Now played to Stubbs. Kenny Clark in the way. Severin, yes, he was impeded, but I think he was also lacking support. It looked to me as if he might run out of steam there and lose control.
He was running out of space, wasn't he? And there was a little nudge, but it wasn't an awful lot.
So Stevie Fulton with this left foot of his really can't control it very well. An inviting one. Petric was up for that. Smith didn't quite get hold of it. Certainly back there defending. Well, you can hear underneath us the Heart support rising to the side again. Played simply out. Expecting the long throw in this time. And it's a very good one, touched back. I think that deceived Craney. He certainly committed himself for it. Petric. There's almost a collision again. Just maybe over-enthusiastic. Hwanjo, that's the decent ball as Hwanjo. Good tackle though. Oh, reset at his very best there. Well, Billy, you know yourself as a great central defender. That could have been a penalty so easily. It had to be well judged.
Well, Reset did well, didn't he? He kept his eye on the ball, made sure that he did make contact with the player. But you know, I felt that Colin Cameron's pass was just that
too hard.
Yard out. Yeah, just that wee half yard. Interesting move.
Well, there's a man down there who made that tackle timelessly. Well, Kenny Clark allowing that to go. Dubious to me, the throw. Johnston. Nice turn by Thompson. That'll be a free kick. Tomaszek. Well, kind of instinctive push away. Free kick to Celtic. halfway through this first half, and I think there'll be a good 5 minutes of stoppage time by the time we get to the statutory 45 minutes. Nice little flick on by Johnson, but nobody following up on that. Well, certainly all the attention has been in Hearts because of that unfortunate accident, but Celtic really haven't got going yet, Billy.
No, they haven't settled too much. You know, Hearts are getting quickly to them in midfield. They're not giving them enough time or space, and they really haven't had time to develop attacks.
There's Thompson now. Better ball played in there, and the free kick. Yes, Healy took up that challenge to go through the middle, and a yellow card. Severin, I think, going in here, coming across.
He's late with the challenge, isn't he? And at the end of the day, coming from behind, the referee saw fit to take his name. And
well, I think he was involved earlier as well.
Yeah, he was. He had a word with him earlier on, but I don't think he's got too much cause for complaint.
Free kick. Thompson is there, so is Johnson, both strong with the left foot. Thompson taking that, and there is Niemi behind it. Well, Healy did well to get into the box. Young man from Cork in Ireland getting into the box, and neat little flick with it. Pushed there by Stubbs, and I think Stubbs considered as a little bit of backing into him. But all defenders, you did it as well, Billy.
Never did
complain about that.
No, we'd never have done that. But no, what it was, Wanjo was backing into him. You know, he's not that big a lad, and you know whether or not Alan Stubbs needed to use his hands, I'm not entirely sure.
Anyway, Fulton again with his left. Free kick. Well, not a bad effort. Petric up for it again. Well, I'm quite sure the Celtic defenders must realise that he is the danger in a situation like this.
Well, it's a lovely ball, isn't it? A lovely flighty ball from Stevie Fulton. He's got a beautiful left foot, and it was a delightful ball because he kept it coming away from the goalkeeper. No chance of him coming out to get it, and a good leap with Petric.
Well, Hart's cornered there, but he got out of it very coolly indeed. Look at that. Well, we hope these injuries, these head injuries, weren't serious. We'll try and give you as quick an update on that. I'm quite sure some of you, even watching this program, will know the players well, and they did not look at all in a good position. Well, we hear that they're up okay, they're getting about, but really aren't feeling too well at this stage. Straight to Gould. Presley. "20 minutes of this half remaining, plus the stoppage time. Valcheren. Yes, he gets a free kick. He's a big, powerful player, Valcheren, when he gets going, and he also, Billy, has pace.
I think he's had an outstanding start to his career at Celtic. He's been very impressive throughout the start of the season. Unfussy, but very effective.
Healy. Quite right to have a dab at that. The defenders, there were spaces in front of them, although Antti Niemi had it well enough covered. He had to whip it in quickly. There was a defender right in front of him.
It's a long way out, and in fairness to Hearts, they had pushed out. They were well out of the area, and really Niemi would see that from a long way out, knew exactly where it was going.
In towards Kirk. Touched back there by Smith. There's Presley. Fulton. Well, at least some people in the crowd thought there might have been a little bit of impeding there by Reset. Nice little Spanish smile there by Juanjo. Although I don't think he was too happy. That could be a very good ball indeed. Just a trifle strong and Reset. Well, I think he was trying to explain to Jonathan Gould that's all he could do, Billy.
He did the right thing, you know, get it away from the goals and then argue about it afterwards. I think he does know what's behind him, but great pass from Petric there, and you know, Hearts have certainly got good width about them.
Just a little bit low. Juanjo again. Celtic had backtracked very quickly. Very crowded penalty area there. Taken by Healy, who finds himself on that left-hand side. There's Moravcik, that slack. And he's trying a little lob and go. I think he must have anticipated that Gould was out, and I think looks to me like Balcherin is lying just inside the penalty area. Took a knock there as he went for it. Just after the corner kick. There's the little turn here. Yes.
Just looks as though he went over on his ankle. I didn't really see enough. I didn't see any contact.
I think I think he got it in the face though.
Did he get a knock from the ball? I'm not
I think
entirely
he took it
sure.
full black. Well, I think Martin O'Neill is every right to be anxious about all his players at this early juncture in the season. And yes, right on the head. Well, he's a tough customer. I think they'll take him to the line in any case. I don't think there's any danger of any lengthy period on the touchline. Ryan Scott with him. Here's Alan Thompson. It's good when a player tries to explain to the manager what's happening.
I must admit though, you know, I didn't see the initial knock, but he took it full in the face. I don't think that will affect him too long.
He's back on again. Fulton right behind it. Juanjo seems to be in the mood and just taken away by Healy. Severin. Now Fulton. Cameron takes up a very good position. Kirk running inside him. Cameron. Oh, that just missed. Gould seemed to take his eye off it. He looked as if, Billy, as if he might have been distracted by the player close to him.
I think he saw the ball late. Oh, Colin Cameron does well. He sees him off his line there. The ball just hits the deck in front of him, but good second reaction to it all. He went after it, just was able to knock it away. But
well, Nielsen was very close to it all the same.
He was indeed. It was almost the first goal for Hearts. But you know, that's typical of Colin Cameron. He gets himself into good position in and around the ball, makes a little space for himself, and certainly tested Celtic there.
Well, that's another free kick, and I think given what Celtic have been doing this season, I think it's very uncharacteristic not to see them making any progress towards that goal. They've done hardly anything near the Hearts penalty area. And indeed, that last little incident there was probably the nearest we've come to anything suggesting a goal. Here's Moravcik. Reset. Good understanding. That's an excellent tackle by Petric. Game seems to have brought the best out of him. Everybody back in the Hearts half. Smith tried to turn quickly. Getting a little bit of possession now by Celtic. Thompson, good ball. Johnston. Oh, he's very good at that, Johnston. He hits the ball very quickly.
Well, it's typical of him. He's back to goal, turns quickly, gets the ball in front of him, gets a shot, and doesn't trouble the goalkeeper. But you know, that's the type of thing that he's liable to do, and he strikes the ball very well and very early.
Real tussle there, just touched away and eventually picked up by Wanjo. Yes, free kick as Balcherin goes in, and I think the referee's going to have a word with him at least. A little preliminary warning. Just after that, the tackle came, and back goes the Belgian international into the penalty area. There's Murray lining up for it. Well, I think Tomaszek. I think free kick to Celtic this time. Tomaszek was the nearest to that.
Yeah, just for a foot up there on the edge of the box. Took all the pressure off Celtic there.
Craney. Well, so far that Hearts defence have been untroubled, and despite the unfortunate incident, they've readjusted to that. Two subs have come on early and they've reorganised themselves, and quite clearly there's a great deal of team spirit out there for Hearts tonight. Free kick. Yes, the crowd are erupting for that, and really is getting competitive. Fulton goes away, and Johnson having to come back, backtrack. Pretty crude tackle, but then strikers are not supposed to be in these areas.
There wasn't a lot in it. The referee's exactly right, as he has been throughout most of the match, but he was exactly right there, given the foul, but I don't think it merited anything more than that.
Once again, Murray with a free kick, and this is where Hearts have looked useful with this high ball into the penalty area. Just a bit too direct that time. Gould read it well. Stubbs. Smith. Balcherin. There goes Reset. Look of grim determination about him. And ends rather undignified on his backside.
Yeah, Wanjo did well there. He was prepared to go away from his up front position, chase Reset back, and successfully got the throw in as well.
McNamara, of whom we've seen precious little in this game. Just kept in. Kirk has got a bit of pace about him. Did very well, and Balcherin's in position. There's Wanjo. Penalty kick. Wanjo taken out there. Reset, whom we complimented for his tackling earlier in the game, and he takes with a dragging leg.
Well, once again the referee's right, you know, he just leaves his leg in there and brings Wanjo down.
And I think the protests are going to produce a yellow card. Reset got the yellow card, and it looks like Alan Thompson as well protesting about that. Meanwhile, having to keep his nerve as Kirk is off the field, getting attention from the physio. And in the eye of the storm, Colin Cameron. Well, I think the referee, in fact, is going to have a look at Kirk. Yes, just sorting himself out there. Great responsibility. And he puts it away. Hearts have taken the lead. Colin Cameron did remain cool after all. And despite having lost two men early in the game, having substituted, shown the team spirit with absolute aplomb, the penalty is put away.
Well, his composure's very good. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He keeps his eye on the goalkeeper, waits for Jonathan Gould to move and slots it into that side of the net.
And you would expect a stinging Celtic response to that.
Well, they're entitled to make some inroads. They really haven't had any positive shots at that Hearts goal. It's about time they did something about that. But, you know, credit to Hearts, and you really can't deny them the fact that they may be entitled to be in front at this stage.
And that was a really positive reaction by Celtic. They're stringing 6 passes together. The ball just flipped away. Now there's a man who looked extremely dejected, as if he might just head for the exit himself and not come back again on Saturday night. And I look at his side now, showing they have some guts about them and determination. Johnston. Nielsen coming back. Yes, that'll be a free kick. Just a little bit impetuous. You can put that down to.
Yeah, took all the pressure off Hearts at the back. There's something I think forwards give away fouls, and they give them in away in areas that they shouldn't. They should try and keep the pressure on the opposing defence. And really, Celtic have got to do an awful lot more from midfield. They've got to try and get a grip of that ball, start to make some passes. Really, we've seen very, very little of Johnson getting a decent pass.
Well, there's a reasonable chance for him now. He had to play it very wide, though. That's with the left foot, and Petrov. Petric is there again. McNamara and Niemi lets that go. What is that? I think that's perked Celtic up. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
It certainly has, Archie, but really what they've got to do, they've got to try and get the ball down and start making passes, start getting a bit more build-up. The game's feeling a bit hectic, which suits Hearts there. They're flying at the game, they're denying Celtic space in midfield, and really Celtic haven't put together too many creative moves at all.
Sebren. Well, they're the disciplinary record, both sides. Petric. Superb ball by Petric. Fulton. What a change Hearts team this is. Free kick. And Thompson has already been booked, and he has to be very, very careful. Oh yes.
Certainly living dangerously.
A little bit blatant.
I have the feeling that had he not been booked, then he certainly would have been given a yellow card for that. But he's really got to be careful. When you've had a booking, you've got to be utterly careful about what you do next.
Wanjo. Reset brings it away, but not effectively. Well, Wanjo's enjoyed coming on as a substitute. That's a decent ball and goal. Out positively that time, and he had to be. Little touch. No offside, but the ball goes out of play. Well, I'm quite sure as we go into the last 5 minutes of normal time, there'll be about 5 minutes of stoppage time or something like that. They almost played into Wanjo again. The ball out of the Celtic defence isn't a good one, though. Fulton. Touched away, I think a goal kick, yes. Well, we certainly had that positive reaction by Celtic after that goal scored, and that's exactly what that man would have wanted. But I think the Hearts have settled down again. Not at all happy.
He'll be looking for more than just a sort of activated flurry, as it were. You know, he'll be looking for them to start to get to grips with things, yeah, and start to get a few passes going. Which they really haven't been successful. Really seen very, very little of them as an attacking force.
Johnston. He's followed across by Murray. Well, I did say earlier, these tackles had to be incisive and perfect tonight against a Celtic attack with talented players like Johnson. Gets a lucky little break. That wasn't a bad ball at all. Now coming in there with the left foot. Oh, it's a great goal. Credit. A superb strike by the youngster. Wasn't the easiest of balls to take, but I did talk about that great left foot of his. earlier in the day, and here is ample proof of it coming up now.
It really was a great strike. But look at the step over, took the Hearts defence with surprise, but even then he still had to hit a good shot, and it was a really good strike. He kept his head, knew what he was doing, kept his eye on the ball, controlled the shot. Superb strike, good work from Tommy Johnston initially. There's a step over it through the Hearts defence, and lovely striking, lovely hit into the net.
I always like to see a controlled shot from that length, especially from a defender, Billy.
Well, he certainly kept his eye on the ball, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and delivered it into the corner of the net perfectly.
It's not bad if you can have somebody coming from the back like that. If a Celtic have been rather feckless up front, and with a remarkable strike.
Well, that's right. You need it when your strikers are not scoring. You need somebody to put the ball in the net for you.
Johnston, it's a very good turn. Might go for it himself. Yes, he won't boast about that one after the game. But he's doing a bit of running now, trying to drag the defenders with him. And again, he himself is capable of great strikes with that left foot of his.
It's a lonely job he's got tonight. He's really up there almost on his own, because Moravcik has been given a bit of freedom, but really hasn't been successful in getting to grips with him and linking up.
Petric going to firstly free kick. We have just over 3 minutes added on. Petric, I think, committed himself to take that. He just got his head out of the way. Severin. Thompson heavily in again. Just out of play. I suppose the irony, Billy, is that the man who got the penalty kick eventually wouldn't have been on the park at all, but for the accident. Wanjo working for it. Well, McNamara gets a yellow card this time. Acknowledges it with a little rueful and, I think, critical shake of the head.
There wasn't a lot in it, actually. He went after the ball, maybe a slight tackle from behind, but
well, compared to the one you mentioned about Thompson,
right.
I mean, I think the referee made his judgment. I'm not going to send a man off just for that in the first instance, and here that was a much softer tackle.
It was, really. I didn't think there was an awful lot in it, actually, but the referee thought otherwise.
Well, Fulton will pick this up. Well, for the first 20 minutes in this game, really nothing that caused any anxiety for either defence. And then suddenly the game has come alive. Fulton, that's a good ball. Wanjo picks it up. Just beyond Tomaszek. Well, Celtic supporters have taken credit to the Hearts across there, the way he came across and cut that off. Puts it away again. Goal kick. And there's the yellow card tally. 3-1. Two minutes of stoppage time left. A remarkable second half to this first half, this second period. The injuries, then the 2 goals. That's a superb pass by Tomaszek. Well, clever though it looked, I don't think he had any support with him. Quite sure he realised there was nobody behind him. Well, Niemi's not had all that busy an evening. Has to keep his attention. No chance, of course. Let's touch back by Reset. Gould dealt with that very well indeed. Severin, Petric just got away with it. I think Johnson went down in exasperation. I think he felt he might just have nipped that in an interception. Fulton. That'll be a throw to Celtic. Played very hard against his former club, as he always does. That's the man who hasn't really got going tonight, Moravcik. You know, he really does get involved in midfield. We haven't seen too much of him.
No, he hasn't really had an awful lot of the ball. Hasn't really got into it. That, you know, a lot of that's down to Hearts, that they are tightening up quickly in midfield. They're denying Celtic space, and they've done well.
Well, there we are. That's the ending of that half. A remarkable half, with Hearts losing these two players, coming back in the strongest possible way, showing the determination I'm sure the manager after Saturday wanted to see, going a goal in front, and then that remarkable equaliser by the youngster Stephen Craney. So at half-time, Jim, the score 1 each.
Finely balanced indeed, Archie. A goal apiece at Tynecastle. Reaction from Craig and Billy here in the studio in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back. Hearts won, Celtic won at half-time in the CIS Insurance Cup quarter-final. Billy Stark and Craig Levine watching it here with me in the studio. Billy, what did you make of the first half? Finely balanced?
Yeah, I think so. Very competitive as we expected, Jim, and most of the action confined to the middle of the pitch. A few goal-mouth incidents, but I think in that middle area, Hearts, for the majority of the first half, had a measure of superiority in terms of winning the ball, but they weren't able to translate that into goal-scoring chances. And the introduction of Wanjo in some ways has helped them, because the wee bit of trickery helped to get them the penalty that got them in front.
Would you agree with that, Craig? Hearts have had certainly the better of the play in the first half.
Almost spot on, I think. The big thing for me is the work rate that the Hearts midfield are putting in, and I think, and not just the midfield, but I think in the forward areas, I think when you see Wanjo chasing 60 yards back the park, that's something that I have been missing in the last 2 or 3 games.
Well, in 4.5 minutes, Billy, we had a sickening incident which led to Hearts losing 2 players. I hate to show you this again, but it wasn't very nice, was it?
No, well, it's the type of thing that you hope doesn't happen, Jim. Particularly if you're the manager of the team, that both teammates have clashed. And unfortunately for them, it's unusual that both were unable to carry on. But with head injuries nowadays, that you can't take any type of chance. And as I say, I don't think that disrupted Hearts' rhythm too much. Yeah. I think the game has been a wee bit shapeless in terms of Celtic adjusting to a new shape, and players coming back in there like Reset and Tommy Johnson, who are striving for first-team match fitness. So, I mean, Celtic, I think, at the end of the half there, were beginning to show signs. Hearts have done very well. They've bottled up the middle, and Moravcik doesn't have much room to operate, and consequently, we've not seen very much of him at all.
Well, it was Gary Locke and Thomas Flogel who had to go off. Let's just go quickly to Tynecastle and get a brief word from Peter Martin on how they are. Peter.
Well, I can tell you, Jim, that both players are on the treatment table as we speak. The club doctor is giving them a full check. There was a fear that Thomas Flogel was concussed, but he's up, he's well. There's a different story for Gary Locke, though. He has blurred vision at the moment, so the doctor is giving him a full check, but both players seem to be okay.
OK, Peter, thanks very much for that. Craig, let's have a look at this penalty incident which led to the Hearts goal. Don't think there's much doubt about it, really.
No, I don't think so. Wanjo has great feet, and as he's turned past, I think it was Reset, wasn't it? I think he just caught his standing leg. The thing was, Wanjo wasn't really going anywhere then. If you look at the amount of Celtic players that are in the box, and as Colin steps up and dispatches it into the other side that Jonathan Gould's chosen, you know, is it a good finish?
And was that not a daft booking for Recef when it's so obvious that he's tripped him?
I think so. I mean, obviously we've got the benefit of replays and all the rest of it, but I think even at the time, most people would see that it was a clear-cut penalty. He took his standing leg and Wanjo went down. I don't think there was any histrionics. It was a clear penalty, I think. OK, well, let's have a look at the equaliser, Craig. Stephen Craney, Archie was emphasising what a great left foot he had, and he proved it here.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, Grant Murray there, and I think it left in the box. There was a dummy almost, and the young lads come into the back post, and to keep the ball down is the key there. And I think there's a forest of legs that is going through, so I don't think Niemi has much chance at all. That was a good finish. Great strike from Craney. It's 1-1 at half-time. Time for a very quick break before the second half, but we'll be right back, so stay with us, don't go away. Welcome back. It's half-time at Tynecastle, 1-1, finally balanced. Billy and Craig watching with me in the studio. Billy, do you expect more goals? I think we'll see goals in the second half. I think the game will settle down a wee bit, Jim. It's been played at a frantic pace. First half, as you would expect in a cup tie. I think it will settle down a wee bit in the second half, and we could see a bit more fluent football and hopefully some goals. And Craig, Jim and Billy have already been forced to make 2 changes. They won't really want any more before they decide it's necessary. Well, that's a terrible start for you, isn't it? You pick your side, and I know that they would put a lot of thought into it, and to have to change it as quickly as that. But sometimes when things are going against you, these are the things that can work for you. You know, I think that's the case here. Billy, he's already made changes. He's made 7 changes to this Celtic team tonight, but so far so good for him. Yeah, I think Martin O'Neill, Jim Jeffries will be the happier of the 2 managers in terms of the first half performance, because the main thing he'll have wanted out of his team tonight is that fighting spirit and battling qualities, and he's certainly got that in abundance. But Martin O'Neill, I think, will be pleased the way they finished the half, and he'll be looking for them a bit more measured playing to look to get Moravcik on the ball. Yeah, he hasn't done very much. We're looking forward to a great second 45 minutes at Tynecastle tonight. The teams are coming back out onto the pitch. Time to go back to Edinburgh and rejoin our commentary team. Billy McNeil, and first of all, welcome back to Archie McPherson.
Thank you very much, Jim, and contrasting fortunes for the both sets of supporters, coming here with different expectations and anticipations. Celtic really at the top of the form team in Scotland. And before we see the start of this game, we're going to go to Peter Martin with Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries, a good first half, 1 goal in front, and Celtic back in it. What did you say to the players at half-time?
Well, just to give me the same again. Everybody's shown the right application, working hard. We've taken the game to Celtic. We were a wee bit unlucky with the goal. Bert's made a great tackle and slipped, and Johnson got a second bite of it. It was a terrific strike through rookie players. Andy didn't see it, but having said that, if they give me the same again, we just need to get a wee break. I don't think we've had a break in the first half, especially when we lost the 2 players the way we did. But we just keep doing the same things, and make sure we'll show this. The crowd's with us, so the application of the players is terrific. So keep them up. Got a chance.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, Jim Jeffries with a smile on his face. Maybe on Saturday evening he thought that might be unattainable, but he's responded, as his players have responded to the crowd and the backing they've given them as we start this second half. Celtic, as Billy Stark was saying during the half-time interval, came back into this game, showed a little bit of the form that might be expected of them in the last 10 minutes of that half. Tried to respond to going a goal behind, and surely got inspiration. A youngster leading the way for them from the back with that spectacular strike. I think a lot more to follow in this match as Balcherin goes for it. I think you were making a point, Billy, at half-time that the Celtic certainly want to retain this trophy, but Hearts, because of the circumstances, might just be that little bit more eager and in anticipation of this game.
Well, I think they are. I think there's 2 reasons for that. They really realise that they perhaps don't have the ability that the Celtic possess, but if they can have the necessary enthusiasm, keep the pace of the game going, suit Hearts more than it will suit Celtic if they can keep denying space in the midfield and keep the game going from end to end, and that's really the way they've set the whole target of the game.
There's Wanjo. Again, singled out by panellists. A lad, Billy, who simply likes to get the ball at his feet and run at the defence, even though sometimes we don't know how it's going to end up.
Well, it's really never nice to see the incident that we saw early on, and to see players, suffer head injuries. But Wanjo, who really has come on and has made an impact on the game. And this game suits him. He can pick up the ball and run at people with it.
Played out there by Cameron to Nielsen, who's come on and played very well, I may say, in this right-hand side. Yes, that'll be a free kick, slightly late again by Healy. You can see that long stretch there, and I think actually it was the impetus of Cameron that brought that about eventually. Johnson. I don't think Billy Johnson's eagerness has been matched quite by the service he's had throughout. He's desperate to get going.
That's right. He's not really had any particularly good service, but Martin Neal has made a change. Young Jamie Smith has gone up front to join Tommy Johnson up there, and I think it's probably to give them maybe a better target to hit. But really, in that first half, Alan Thompson and Colin Healy, who are the central midfield players, really didn't get the ball up to the front players.
Suddenly Presley found himself on the right-hand side, and they get the corner kick. Well, young Nielsen came in there. He looks very, very mature, and indeed we've seen two defensive players playing very well. Craney, of course, with that spectacular goal, and Nielsen, who's played very quietly and effectively on the other side of the field for Hearts. Good to see the youngsters making up. A lot of curve in that. Craney got behind it again. Just a little bit too shallow the way he swept it across, but not his best foot, Billy.
Certainly not his best foot. You know, had that come from the other side, then I think it would have been a different approach to the whole thing.
It's back to Wanjo again. He's going to try the shot. Well, it fell to his left-hand side, and there was just the possibility of finding the net there. Gould had it covered all the same. Petridge hard into Johnson. Maybe the ball straight through the middle high like that, then I don't think it's going to be very effective against a player like Petridge.
To really try and switch it so you can drop it in behind the defender.
That's a bit of ball by Moravcik. Well, it fell unkindly to Johnson again, that little rebound that came off him. Getting a little break up in picture, by the way. We'll get that fixed shortly, and there's Smith running in after that. That's good control, except for the final ball. Well, his run was good, and at least going through the middle, he got away from the defender because he's been very closely marked in the first half.
That's right. He created that little bit of width for himself, took it on his chest, but just perhaps overhit it, and I think possibly trying too hard to do something positive at the end of it all. But what Martin Neal has done, he's pushed young Jamie Smith right up front, and Moravcik is paying a little bit closer attention to him as well, and he's really trying to commit that back three of Hearts.
There's a run by Johnson going after this, and Nyemi judged it to perfection. Certainly a lot of running by Celtic up front. They've got pace, the two men who are there. That studious look again, and this man who's trying to sum up exactly how his team ought to adjust to this situation. Rather slack there by Petridge. Beautifully brought down by Kirk. Away he goes. There's a shot, brilliantly saved. No wonder he's expressing anguish. The square run, and that's a magnificent save by Gould.
It was an absolute magnificent save, wasn't it? Because Kirk makes all the room for himself, breaks across the front of defenders, really very, very positive, and hits a tremendous shot. And all credit to Jonathan Gould. He's well out his goal, but what a fabulous leap and a great touch. Really saved the day for Celtic there.
Wanjo deep, and that's touched by Gould again, and I think he gets protection from the referee this time. A wee bit of a grum from Jonathan, but the whistle had gone in any case. Yes, he was fouled, backing into him.
I sometimes wonder about giving fouls away in the opposing team's box like that, because you're taking all the pressure off them. The goalkeeper can easily make a mistake. It might be a bad clearance, but you know, giving a foul away takes any hint of danger away from it.
Beautifully turned out there and played into the ball. Set must be brilliant save. Well, Smith went right in for the kill there. That's remarkable. The highest quality goalkeeping at either end as the game flows on. Yuswanjo left it behind him. Well, you might say in balance, Billy, there really should have gone in the back of the net. It was directed at the goalkeeper, but still, superb instinctive save, and that looked like a push. I have to say that as the ball was played into the middle again, Presley certainly used his physique to effect.
He certainly did use his body there, you know, but there's that save. You know, we'll have a magnificent save at one end, we'll have a tremendous save at the other. You know, the game has really opened up, and I think we're in for an exciting second half.
Well, two Celtic youngsters, as we pointed out at the start, Craney and Smith getting the chance tonight. Craney's made it, Smith almost made it there with that volley, but denied by quality goalkeeping. What a contrast with the first half. As Billy Stark mentioned, there was hardly anything in the penalty areas. It went straight in, but the referee wants it retaken. I must say, Alan Thompson took that almost impudently. He saw a little space there. That was accurate.
I think he was actually looking for Tommy Johnson. Tommy Johnson made the run, but it went in the net anyway.
Now Celtic putting the pressure on now. It's the same kind of ball. Well, they might have thought he would have changed the tack, went for it the same way virtually.
Good strike though, wasn't it? Crowded goal mouth, you're never entirely sure if the goalkeeper's going to get a good sight of it.
He'll cull it in again. Severin getting it free this time. And a sense of urgency about this game now, which was lacking in the first half. Moravcik being harassed. Up goes Johnson, neat little touch there, and Yemi. In that collision, he's gone down. The goalkeeper is injured. I think he took it on his knee, and the referee has stopped play. He had to be courageous to go for this.
It was certainly very positive, because, you know, he's out right into the face of the attacker and makes sure that the ball doesn't go in the net, and I think he has suffered a knock. A fair collision. Well, no criticism of the Celtic players, yeah, but you know, he was brave enough to go and meet the challenge.
And it does show you how eager Celtic are. That was Alan Stubbs coming through all the way from the back.
Well, that's right. But certainly Niemi didn't flinch there at all. He went and made sure he got his body between him and the goal and made sure he blocked the ball.
Now, we're not going to have a third one off, are we? Now, it's a knee injury, so well, you can, without knowing anything at all about physiology, you can tell by the look at his face exactly what's happening. Pain. Well, we've had some marvellous saves in the last couple of minutes. And look at this one. Just a bit too straight at the goalkeeper by the youngster, but Antiniemi had to react quickly. Sometimes, you know, they can cringe in front of a situation like that.
Well, it certainly was an instinctive save, but he was in the right position. Jamie Smith didn't direct his shot just as well as he possibly wanted, but nevertheless it was a close area, hit it well enough, and great connection, and all credit to the goalkeeper. He made sure it was going away from his goal.
And thankfully for the Hearts players and the supporters, he seems to be okay. Well, at least twice Jimmy Smith has got himself into the box away from his markers. He fairly anonymous in the first half, but that central area seems to please him. We'll see if he takes this goal kick.
Martin O'Neill's change into the second half has certainly helped Celtic. They've now got two players up front that they can hit. Moravcik is finding that bit more space because those two players are committing that back three of Hearts, and he's finding it much easier to pick up a little bit of room and get a hold of the ball.
Kirk trying to go around the outside. Gould. Really boisterous cup tie now. Stubbs. Wanjo couldn't get control quickly enough. Cameron reset with him. Cameron again. Here's Wanjo. Just overstruck as he put it there, but again, all credit to Valcherens, who really does have great vision in these tight areas.
He did very well there because Alan Stubbs was just a little bit careless, trying to be clever, lost the ball and almost conceded a real chance for Hearts, but all credit to Valgaeren, that's what he's there for, and he defends well.
Well, the Belgian international played, of course, in the recent European Championship in a solid Belgian defence. Very good signing by Celtic. Wow, this game could tilt absolutely anyway now. McNamara again foiled by Fulton, watching him very closely there. Wanjo to Fulton. This ought to be a free kick. Well, there have been the bookings and there have been some rather intemperate tackles from time to time, but it really hasn't got out of hand. Well, Cameron seemed to be caught in no man's land. Cute play by Fulton. That's a nice little ball through. That's a great goal. Tremendous finish by Smith. And the youngster who was foiled earlier on took that with remarkable maturity.
It was a lovely pass from McNamara, wasn't it? Jamie Smith has got away from the two defenders. Beautiful ball. One touch. Ball in front of him. Tremendous strike.
Well, you know, it wasn't the easiest ball to take either with the two defenders converging on him.
He gave himself that little bit of room, stole away from the two defenders. Super strike from that distance.
And so the young men of Celtic have struck twice in this match. And quite apart from the fact that we know exactly how the other Celtic players can perform, as they've demonstrated and played since the start of the season, I'm sure it's refreshing to see new talent emerging. Now, can Hearts pick themselves up from this? Losing out unnecessarily. It's Smith going after that again. And they look just a little bit flat after conceding that goal. Just over 15,000 in this crowd, by the way, who've certainly enjoyed the most of it. Phases in the first half when not all that much was happening, a little bit negative, but it's erupted in the second half. That's the man who threaded through the pass for that goal. Long way to go from yet, though, in this match, given what we've already seen from Hearts' spirit.
All credit to Martin O'Neill, Archie. You know, he changed his system at the start of the second half, put two players up front to occupy those back three of Hearts, and it's worked very, very well for him. We saw the result of that good move That wouldn't have happened in the first half with only one player up. The Hearts will find it comparatively easy, but this half they've been really under pressure.
That ball has just gone out. I think he took it about 10 yards further forward than it should have been. That's a nice little touch inside. Celtic turning it on now. Right, there's Johnson. Reset. Ball going loose in midfield, but Celtic picking up everything in that area now. Valherin wanting to come forward. Petric. That's the kind of tangle that almost got them in trouble a couple of minutes ago. Well, you can hear the Celtic support giving vocal encouragement again to the side, picking themselves up after, by their standards, a very flat performance in the first half. Just touched away now, Cameron. Hearts have to regain the composure now. That's slack. Tomaszek coming forward on it again, though. Fulton. Good ball to Wanjo. Oh, disappointing there. In fact, he looked to me just a little bit tired as he went for that. He's done a lot of running since he's come on, and that pitch out there is very heavy.
It was a disappointing final ball from that move, because a tremendous ball from Stevie Fulton picked him out. He had broken away from his marker and really should be getting a good ball in from there.
Petric. He said he'll gobble up that high ball when it comes to him. Celtic playing with more confidence. You can't emphasize enough the quality of the strikes of these young players.
Tremendous, both those young Celtic lads, tremendous strikes. By all means, Cranage wasn't easy in the first half, and Jamie Smith, very good first touch, certainly a good pass, but a very good first touch. Ball perfectly in front of him, and he delivered the final shot brilliantly.
Cameron tried to get in on that. There he is again. Well, the referee judging was pushing away. Well, Colin Cameron, of course, has a League Cup medal, having played in the final for Wraith against Celtic. Johnson. Well, I think Reset went for that fairly. Kirk. Cameron on his own. That's meant for Kirk again. I think that ball went out. Throw to Celtic. He's won very hard. Tireless performer, Kirk. A lot of width to his play, goes from left to right. Stevie Fulton again. Now, McNamara. Johnson was trying to send it wide. There's a better run. Presley's done this several times in the game, emerging on the right-hand side. Well, we wonder who the man of the match will be in this this game that's turned out to be a really aggressive cup tie. Leaving aside the penalty, two marvellous strikes, which would grace any game. Oh, that's a free kick. Now Presley will come to take this. The big man will come up again. Petric going away across to the left-hand side of the penalty area. There goes Petric. No touch though. I think it came off reset. Little touch there, and way high in there, too high, and Gould didn't do very well with that. Hearts with the pressure still on. Cameron wastes that opportunity though. Celtic defended it well. Fulton. Yes, that's a free kick. I don't think there was anything malicious in it. I think it was just clumsy. Well, that was a right untidy piece of play there, Billy. I don't think either could get proper control of the ball.
No, that's what happened. A little bit of panic perhaps in that penalty area, but certainly the ball was scrambled away, and at the end of the day, you really had to make a foul.
Petric. Well, I think he advertised that too quickly, the fact that he was going to send it away to the left to Fulton, top of the picture there. Wanjo, is he elusive enough? Fulton, that's not a bad ball, and away by Belcharin again. Nielsen, a penalty kick. The referee had no doubt about that, and Belcharin, I think, is the culprit as he goes round here. Up went the arms on the blind side of the play, and you could see him hooking it away. And the second penalty to Hearts. There were no complaints that time. And could Jonathan Gould outguess Cameron this time? He can't. The same corner, and Hearts are back on level terms in this remarkable cup tie.
Well, it certainly is. You know, it was a surprise to see Belcharin using his hands. You know, he seemed to be forced into it, but once again Cameron keeps his eye on the goalkeeper, waits until he makes a move and slots the ball away from him. Very composed, and certainly a critical time in the game as well.
I'm just about to say that, Billy, because they looked as if they were just getting a little bit too exasperated. They felt as if the game was running away from them, with Celtic having scored that marvellous second goal, and now back in it again. That's Belcharin. He looks annoyed with himself about that. Presley came away with it. That's a better ball to Cameron. Good play by Hearts. Has Fulton the pace to make it? No, he hasn't. Maybe not the quickest player on the field, but certainly matched it with enthusiasm.
Well, they're breaking out well. You know, when they get out, they're keeping their width and they're finding their passes. But that one was just, once again, I think Colin Cameron just overhit the pass just a little bit and left Stevie Fulton with an awful lot to do. But that was a remarkable piece of skill, I think we saw from young Nielsen there, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Before the penalty, but I think he forced Belcharin into using his arm.
Wanjo held on to that too long, gives it away. Smith going in, looks promising. Thompson. Well, once again, that left foot of cranium operation. Wanjo away. Kick. Just a little bit unfortunate. Jim Jeffries applauding him, though, for that attempt. Stark contrast with the first half. Oh, there's Celtic with it again. Thompson had pushed his way through. Well, Moravcik once again disappeared from the game, but is picked up. He tried a little chip, and that should be for Niemi.
Yeah, it was a long way, wasn't it? Certainly the deflection took a lot of the pace out of it, and at the end of it, all came to nothing, and Niemi came and took it comfortably.
Throw to Hearts. Well, it would be difficult to pick your money on anybody at this stage, Billy. It's just little breaks like that, even though the tide was turning Celtic's way. Just little pieces of misfortune for one team or the other. Wanjo. Well, he really is a loser, wriggly little player. You just feel, you know, he's like a corkscrew at times when he gets in there.
He's enjoying it because, you know, it gives him the opportunity to run with the ball, and that's the thing that he's good at. And he's shown a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, he's almost unplugged that Celtic defence again, and here is Fulton. It's a little bit low. You get a little more altitude. Nielsen inside. Well, you could see that ball was played forward, that Severin was coming forward. A little bit of hesitation. And maybe not surprisingly, after that surge by Celtic in the second goal, and then conceding another one, they've gone a little bit flat again. Hearts winning more of the ball in midfield. There's Cameron. Rabchik, beautifully judged header there, offside. And Johnson, I think, disputing that one. It was very close.
It was, but certainly Hearts come out. I think it was the only chance that they had of doing something there, and I think they came out quickly, and that's what caused the problem.
Craig trying to go to the outside of Stubbs. Play very untidy at the moment. Fulton trying to open it up. That'll be a free kick. You know, Billy, when you think back on that penalty and the handling, I think as the referee raises his card there, yellow card.
Well, that's a strange one. I thought that Reset had a yellow card in the first half, but
Well, Jackie McNamara was there as well,
yeah,
however.
I'm not sure who that was for.
Now Stubbs. Hearts players going for this with Gould. Addy came very quickly. Jackie McNamara. Can he turn the tide again? Johnson. There's foul by Petric. Simple foul to Alan Thompson. And again is a very cultivated and also powerful left foot shot. 15 minutes of the game left. Swept well in and away by Petric, the man who brought about that foul in the first place, and Severin comes back deep. Hearts spreading forward. Well, that was meant right through the middle for kick. Marabchik. Marabchik's had a quieter game than I've seen him in a long time in a Celtic jersey. Almost a run forward by Smith again. He looks good. Nippy up front. Kick to Wanjo. That's neatly judged. Stubbs has to keep his eye on it. Must say this boy Nielsen has been very impressive, very mature in the way he's fitted into a tempestuous cup tie.
Well, I think he's come on and he's done very well. You know, he's come on as though he looks as though he's been there all his life, and he's enjoyed himself. He's prepared to push forward when his team's got in possession, and he's worked hard to get back and help his defenders. But certainly he's done very well.
Wanjo, Fulton. Almost came off there. Now here's the attack. Thompson with a great deal of thrust in his play. It's on his right foot, and it's Smith again, and that's away. Well, I think that sums up Lubo's night.
Well, that was a tremendous ball in from Alan Thompson away in that right-hand side. Not his best foot, but a great ball in, and really, Moravcik will be disappointed for not hitting the target from there, will he?
You'd have put your money on that man to
Certainly
put it away.
would, because he's got two good feet. Looked as though he was behind the ball and didn't manage to get a good connection on it. A great run from Alan Thompson down that right-hand side.
Craney. It's Moravcik. See him try to curl it round. Nielsen backtracked well. Saw the danger that Craney might possess. Nice turn by Moravcik that time. Here's Kirk. Nielsen. Well, you can see Hwanjo coming in at the back. And there it goes, neat play, Healy. Good play by Hearts as Presley makes his right wing run again. Yes, I think there was a slight deflection. Great bunch of irate supporters just below us here. Almost got away with that. Thompson coming more and more into this game. Again, Nielsen held the ball intelligently. Here's Sabrin. Has to keep going. Healy is with them. Fulton's got a bit of space. There's Cameron, a little bit too obvious that. Well read by Reset. As the referee, in fact, has awarded a free kick. He hesitated slightly there. Well, given what's happened in the second half, almost anything could occur in the last 10 minutes of this game. I don't think anybody will be leaving early, that's for sure. Cameron tries to give support. Moravcik, now Thompson. Smith almost got away with it. Hearts pounding forward again. Tomaszek. Well, I think he wanted somebody to run to him, and it's not offside. Here's a great chance. Can he put it away? Oh, what a miss. Well, Tommy Johnston maybe in his wrong side. I think he prefers the left. He had all the time in the world, and maybe that's the reason he missed it. Too much thinking about it.
Maybe too much thinking, but he gets himself into a great position, steadies himself up and leaning away back, and obviously you can see with his body shape that ball's always going to go over the bar. But it's a shame because he got himself into a great position, kept himself onside. First touch was good, finish wasn't.
Hwanjo looking after himself all right. Severin tried to go in, that's a corner kick. Well, this game has all kinds of swings, fluctuations, and now we're getting into the last and crucial phase, the end game as it were. And I think both penalty areas are going to be rather crowded from now on. I think legs are tiring. Potential for defensive lapses. Well, a cross there, not far away. Ball still in play, though. Very crowded penalty to Cameron. Lofting it back in there again, and Gould does well. Really did command his area now. They've given Moravcik space in which he might be lethal. Beautiful ball inside by Thompson. He wanted the ball played back to him. Superb tackle by Presley. The game being played at a tremendous rate of knots now. Stubbs. One little touch of magic, one defensive lapse. That could alter the balance. Thompson coming up. A lot more aggression in this play now. Presley. Nielsen. Oh, he makes a mistake this time. Smith going in. Will he let fly himself? He does. Oh, you could see what he was trying to do. Put a little bend on the ball, Billy.
He was. I think also he signalled to the goalkeeper what he was trying to do there. But all credit to Niemi. He never made any early moves. He stood up to it and took it very, very comfortably in the end.
Borowczyk. Craney. Severin gets away. Look at the determination about him. He's supported. And that's a weaker ball though. Kirk. There was no crisp punch to that. Oh, that's a bad ball. He looks down at his boot after that. Colin Campbell, covered by the other Colin Healy. Offside this time, Johnston. Yes, I think he realised it himself.
Wasn't a lot in it, was there?
Now that you see it again.
There wasn't a lot in that at all. Mind you, at the end of the day, Niemi made another good save, so perhaps that clears the whole thing up.
Yeah, muttering a little something to himself. Wanjo coming deeper again. Nielsen takes his eye off it. Presley. Well, every now and again, slight hesitations by individuals in that Hearts defence, but they've been able to get away with it. Played well by Murray. Now Fulton. Once again they tangle, and there's a decent ball inside. Severin just a little bit annoyed, but again the interception by Craney. Well, apart from his strike, Craney's got good positional sense, a good team player obviously.
I think he's shown that he can cope with playing at this level. He hasn't looked out of place. He's been comfortable in that position. And we saw that wonderful strike as well, which really is great for the defender.
Go to Hearts. I don't think Martin and Neil agreed with that. He's had interesting conversations down there with John Rowbottom. I don't think it's been about the summer holidays. Just away. Referee thinks that's Celtic's ball. Over the top, I think. Yes, the referee thinks so too. Free kick. Well, Billy McNeil's been ruminating over this man of the match. Give him a couple of minutes yet or more. Something sensational may happen yet. Borowczyk with it. Good header by Johnson. Well, he did get in there in front of the defenders. Well, with so little time of the game left, Billy, who have you been thinking about?
Well, I had Vulgarin written down earlier on, but with a penalty incident, I don't think you can perhaps pass it on to him. And I really feel that I like to give it to a creative player in any event, and I've been impressed with Stevie Fulton. I know he's been in and out of the team, the Hearts team this season, but his positional play has been good tonight. He's delivered some very, very good balls with that left foot, put a lot into his game, and has kept width on the left-hand side, and has always been available for passes from his own team.
So there we are, man of the match, Stevie Fulton, who I think exemplifies the team spirit tonight, the work rate, the conviction after the terrible blow they had with the 2 substitutions, and a good, honest, dedicated professional, chosen by Billy McNeil as the man of the match. His Hearts still go for it. That's a free kick. A little bit rash in the way he went in. Just lack of maturity there, and I think Alan Stubbs was annoyed that that free kick was conceded, especially at this juncture with just under 3 minutes left, plus a little stoppage time.
Well, really, it's the last thing you want at any time in the game, but particularly late in the game. You don't want free kicks in and around your box.
Wanjo looking at this carefully. Petric was there. Nielsen. They were advancing on him very quickly, and the youngster just had to lash out at it. So we might be heading for extra time.
It would look like extra time, wouldn't it? But this game has swung so violently. You would know what to say.
Well, we did get indications of legs tiring, and that might, in fact, be one of the deciding factors in this as reset comes away. Thompson. Rainey goes after it again. That's better play. Healy. Great run by Healy. Really carved that defence up. That's the tiredness I was talking about. Celtic still with the pressure on. And this time Johnson on that right-hand side of the penalty area could have conceivably knocked it back. There were players on the edge of the box. Good run by Healy.
It was. He's certainly one for the future. I think that he's one that could play in the team at any time, and he's had a few games last season and lots of good experience because of that.
That was played out slackly, and Hearts just a little bit ragged at the moment. Can they make the break though? Wanjo, and it's just beyond Colin Cameron. That should be for Presley. Simply pops it back into midfield. Wanjo. Kirk. Oh, he should have laid it off. Just a little bit greedy that time. That's a very good ball play to the left. Now Johnson should like that kind of service. Oh, brushed away as Johnson vents his wrath at the referee. Well, the arm went right across.
Well, I've seen penalties given for a lot less, to be quite frank with you. I think that perhaps maybe Tommy Johnson's reaction to it put the referee off it. Certainly I've seen penalties given for that.
Presley rather lucky to get away with that one. Smith had to go in for it. Murray was getting away. That's a yellow card for Smith. Well, baptism of fire for this youngster tonight. A glorious goal. And now he has met the referee under different circumstances.
I don't think that he was really going any attempt to get the ball there. I think it was just a bit of tiredness there, a bit of inexperience.
Presley is up for it. Well away by Thompson. Well into stoppage time. Cameron. There's reset. Very coolly back. And the referee's whistle goes, so we are going into extra time. A really excellent and typical cup tie in the second half. We, of course, will be covering the whole of extra time and whatever after that. And certainly with the score at 2 each, we look forward to that extra half hour. And welcome back to Tynecastle. We're about to see extra time between Hearts and Celtic. The score 2-2 after the 90 minutes, and we can't tell you that Bobby Petta is on for training, and that does not surprise Billy McNeil.
No, I fully anticipated it would put Bobby Petta on. I didn't anticipate it would take young Craney off. I thought maybe Moravcik would have come on, but would come off. But certainly illogical to put Petta on at this stage in the game. We're running against tired legs, and he's got good, quick feet.
And what a transformation in this player since last season, when, you know, almost anything could have happened. Left the club, wandered away into no man's land, and here he is, a positive influence, and his first touch of the ball. He's been doing this all season. A combination of skill and great pace. And you know, Billy, no matter what happens in this game now, I don't think the Hearts players will need the Edinburgh Constabulary to secrete them out of the ground at the end of it.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. You know, they've really been up for this game. They've given their all. They've fought so very, very hard and so enthusiastically. And you know, I think that we've seen a contribution from their fans. I think the fans have appreciated that, and I don't think they'll need the security of an armed escort, as it were.
Now, Healy, full of running as usual. Moravcik was actually screaming for the ball. Peda can't get hold of that. Kirk is back for it. Kirk did very well to hold on to that. That's good play by Kirk. Still running, tries to slip it through. That's a brilliant interception. That really did matter from Healy. He had a young player who's come on and who's done remarkably well. Had to get that one.
He certainly did. That superb run from Andy Kirk, wasn't it? Inside his own half, took the ball right onto the edge of the penalty area and almost threaded that pass through.
So many different elements to this game. Full kaleidoscope of different footballing actions. Nielsen remaining perfectly cool. Great play. I just had to run it out. Couldn't do very much more than that. Well, we often wonder about emerging talent in Scottish football, and we've seen enough evidence tonight of at least 4 individuals, yeah, about whom we can say a lot in the future.
Well, that's right. It's lovely to see that, isn't it? I love seeing youngsters coming into games like this, playing as though they've been there all their lives and really putting their hearts and souls into it. But showing us that they've certainly got a lot of talent. We have seen that in abundance tonight.
Smith. There's a decent ball in, and Moravcik stabs at it. That's the goal kick by a man who kept heart in the business, of course, with a great save. By the way, there are the yellow cards. We can confirm that Reset has only that one booking. It was Thompson booked earlier. So that is the yellow card situation. Cameron covers an enormous amount of space in the game. Cameron Thompson. Healy once again, almost laying it through. Now, Wanjo. Celtic players converging on him again, but he did see the opening. He's going to let blast. I think there might have been a deflection. Yes, corner kick. He was in several minds, Severin, there, and I thought he was just about to dab it through the middle.
Well, he was. I think he had one or two options in his mind there, and I think he saw Jonathan Gould off his line and said, I might as well have a go at the shot, and at the end of the day, he gets a corner for his work.
Well, Wanjo comes across. I think he's entitled to take his time about this, because I think his wee legs were getting just a little bit tired towards the end of the 90 minutes. Gets a bit of height in that one all the same. I think it had just gone behind. As I said, the different elements of the game tonight have combined to make it, you know, a fairly rich tapestry, given from the back, goalkeepers like that at either end having great save, youngsters playing well, a lot of hard work in midfield, some good football.
Lots of good football, good appetite from both teams. Have put a lot into the game, and as you mentioned, the youngsters have come up and looked very, very promising. We saw that tremendous goal from two of those Celtic youngsters, and we've seen those Hearts youngsters like Nielsen come on and really adapt to the conditions and play well.
Here's Fulton. And Joe. Fulton just kept it in. Wanjo again. Reset going with him. Plays it wide. Presley popping up on the right-hand side again. Cameron touches it in, and it's just beyond kick. There was a kind of muffled cry for a penalty kick there, but I think it was a bit ambitious. Healy. Now this looks good. Thompson going to his favourite side. Perfect tackle by Petric. Fulton looking for players to come towards him though. Severin does. Well kept in by Nielsen again. Held onto it well. They'll get the corner kick for that. I think Tomaszek was always going to find it very difficult to turn in that position.
Yeah, it was well closed down by the defenders, but once again, good play. Fulton made space on the left-hand side, received the ball comfortably, played it inside, and a delightful pass from Seven away to that right-hand side.
It looks to me as if Stilian Petrov is about to come on, another young player for Celtic. Not a swerve in that. Not the best of clearances. Brilliantly saved by Gould again. Kick really hit that with a tremendous venom. Still not out of the danger zone, but eventually is. Stubbs just getting the touch. They're still waiting for Petrov to come on the pitch. Valkeren. Johnston. McNamara had a quick look away across the field, decided on the shorter one, but Thompson makes it for him. Arpeda. Johnson with the header. This could be it. It is. Healy puts it away. Well, I think we were justified in praising the goalkeepers right up until that moment, and that was a fatal error.
Well, it was a lovely move from Celtic, wasn't it? Because it was a great ball in from the left-hand side, good header. Niami didn't get the ball comfortably there, but he's got to make sure that doesn't break out. But all credit to young Colin Healy, another youngster for Celtic, in there, and you just see the ball breaking away from his leg. Really, I would think the goalkeeper's really got to hold on to that or get it round the post out the way. But all credit to young Healy, he was on the spot.
Well, that could be a killer at this stage. Hearts having come back when it looked as if the game was slipping away from them before, but Petrov is now on. And given that fresh pair of legs in the middle of the field and away in the far side there with Peta and a goal in front, it's looking at this stage good for Celtic.
Well, it's amazing when you think there was 3 of the youngsters who took advantage of this night to score the goals. And you know, as I say, all credit to Colin Healy there. He just didn't stand and watch the thing. He saw the ball breaking off the goalkeeper, was in on top of it and put it into the net comfortably.
Should have been saved.
It should have been saved. He should have, I think, yeah, he should have had it round the post, or should have made sure that he collected the ball. But then again, I was never a goalkeeper.
Well, I've seen you in training trying it, Billy, but you hid that from your public, your adoring public. Throw on the far side. They'll try the long one again. Down it goes towards Hwang-jo. There's Colin Cameron trying to put it away. Now the break. That's a brilliant tackle. Thompson almost getting away from it. Here's Cameron still trying hard. No, not enough Hearts players in the penalty area. Petrov, that's a decent ball. Johnston. Petrov trying it. Well, Billy, you know yourself from your experience what a goal at a juncture like that does to tired limbs.
Well, that's right. You know, obviously Hearts were thinking something might happen, but no, it didn't happen, and it really is hard to find some little bit of spark. Still remains there to do something about it.
Well, Milner's coming on for Fulton, and I think it's going to be very difficult for Hearts to reassert themselves. Trying to get that done. Balkeren is there. Cameron. Thompson simply brushes him aside. Straight out by Presley. Presley trying to get that into Cameron. Severin had to go in a kind of semicircle there. Petric, I think, will be easily read by Reset. McNamara. Kirk. Balkeren has been very tight on him now. Petter goes away. This is the pace I was talking about. Good tackle by Petric. Here's Milne. It's a little bit obvious trying to take McNamara that way. Not enough drive in the ball played inside. Just feel the pace beginning to slow down.
Well, Celtic have brought on experienced players, and you know, you'd expect them to be in control of the situation. They're one in front, playing against tired legs, and they're quite happy to keep possession and to make the Hearts players run to try and get in control of it.
The free kick. Very close to the end of the first period of extra time, and he's had his moments of anxiety. Team finding its way back into it with some good football. McNamara. Ooh, Johnson was in the clear in the middle. Moravcik. Well, I think Severin got in the way of that. Murray got in the way of it accidentally now. Again, a tempting ball. Tomaszek, a little bit slow going for that. Wanjo. Well, he's appealing that he was fouled, but Stubbs leaves him in his wake. Now Petter. Deceptive little shrug here. He's going for it on his own, and Johnston. Well, he really set it up for him, didn't he?
You see the difference when Petter come on. You know, he's so sharp and so quick, and at this stage in the game against tired legs, he's leaving them for dead, and certainly set Tommy Johnson up there. But good strike, but straight at the goalkeeper.
Our Hearts have got to take a deep breath, get the composure and the strength back, but they're leaving themselves a bit open here. Johnston. Presley. Moravcik a little bit annoyed that Presley got away from him so easily. Wanjo almost came up on it. Moravcik, intelligent ball that. Johnston. He'll try it again. Petrov. Well, he did well to pop up in that position, but again hit too straight. This time the goalkeeper was in the right position.
Yeah, you know, really the only mistake that he's made led to that third Celtic goal, but Bobby Petrov does really well to get himself into the box there. Controls the ball well, but didn't deliver the final shot.
Well, Camley are not back by reset. Very close to half-time, just in that little period of stoppage time. And that's it. And they'll turn around right away. It's going to be difficult for Hearts to pick themselves up now. You know, a goal in extra time, especially when it comes halfway through, can, I've seen it so often, really have a debilitating effect on the opposition.
Yeah, and they've put so much into the game. You know, they really have worked very, very hard early on. You know, that pressing game they were playing, they were employing to deny Celtic possession in midfield. That's taken a lot from them. That plus the fact that the goal coming at the time it did, and perhaps in the manner in which it came, it does take a lot out of them. You wonder where the inspiration is going to come from.
Well, you could see that Andy Kick was turning to the supporters there as Martin O'Neill looks out rather grimly, given the circumstances, to the Heart support, you know, to get them whipped up and seeking the voices in the background, which they will try to do for the last 15 minutes, trailing as they are, but had one goal. Good combination there. Petrov on the far side, McNamara. Remember, a run like this produced a goal at Motherwell. Petrov solid with a shot. I think Moravcik wanted the ball played to him. Well, it does show you, as you look at Niemi, how valuable consistency of goalkeeping is. I mean, he could be brilliant, but it's a consistency of saving that's essential.
I think he was a little bit unlucky. You know, the ball certainly bounced in front of him, but I felt sometimes, yeah, it came off his knee eventually. But I think that, you know, get away from your goals. If you're going to be any difficult with it, get it around the post and give the corner away, and then you can defend the corner.
Bedridge did get the touch. Well, they did push forward again there, Hearts. It's Milne, who's newly on the field and perhaps just hasn't picked up the temperature of the game yet.
No, he was looking for an extra touch there, and it just wasn't available.
Here's Moravcik. Can Johnson turn on him? Oh, he almost got through there. But that's a very difficult exercise for a striker in such a confined space to get a shot in the first instance.
Well, he got good first touch, and then good quick turn, and got himself the half yard he needed, got the shot in, but Nehemi was up to it on that occasion.
Leipzig turning it away from goal, and that's the crossbar. Although Balherin takes it first, of course. Wasn't far away, Billy.
No, but he's up powerful for it. You know, I really think he was disappointed that he didn't direct it right on the target, because he's very comfortable in his attack, attacks it well, you know, but really should really direct it onto the target from there.
Leipzig looked as if he wanted to let fly with that left foot of his. Petric. Slight hesitation. Presley. All credit to Hearts, still trying to come forward. Won't do very much good giving a ball away as softly as that, especially to somebody who's freshly on the pitch. McNamara slowing it down. Healy. Well, worth a dab.
He's performed very well for a youngster. He's adapted very well to that midfield role. Got more and more confidence as the game's gone on. But you know, this is where Celtic have scored. They had the substitutes to bring on, an experienced substitute to bring on an extra time, and that really was a great advantage at the end of the day.
The way Marabchik just tried to hold on and get somebody to run forward. A wee bit kind of huffy tonight, Marabchik, moaning a wee bit. He's not really been in the game as effectively as I've seen him, and when he is effective, he really is influential.
I think that's the problem. He wants to be on the ball, and he wants to be dictating the play, and that just didn't happen for him tonight.
Yes, Milne backing in there. Still in all, it turned out to be as interesting a cup tie as I've seen between Hearts and Celtic.
It's been a very entertaining game. I mean, there's been so much in it. There's been penalty decisions. There's been that horrible incident we saw when Hearts had to regroup, and Juanjo in particular has come on and really done well, as has young Nielsen. You know, there's been lots of good stuff here. 3 Celtic youngsters scoring their goals and everything else. A lot of excitement in the game. A lot of entertainment too.
Indeed, and when you look back on the 2 substitutions, Celtic come forward again now. Thompson. Well, they're in the lead, and therefore they can dictate the pace of the game. Hearts have got to come at them. Thompson threaded it through well and gets it. Trying to get it to his right foot and tries the chip. When you look back on the double injury and the double substitution coming so early in the game, you can interpret it in different ways, and coincidentally or accidentally it helped Hearts, but because it introduced, in that sense, I know it was a handicap, but getting Juanjo onto the park to run at the Celtic defence.
I think it worked well for them in lots of ways, but you know, it denied them substitutes at an important time, the key time in the game. But certainly Juanjo in particular has done really well up front, and has had a big impact in the way Hearts have played.
That's been the paradox of it all. There's Presley trying to get in it. Referee rushes into the penalty area. I thought there might have been just a little outburst there. Johnston leaning in towards his man. Can he lay it back? He does indeed. Thompson can get it to his left foot, just slightly short. Well, he wanted that ball pushed forward. Poor ending that time by Nielsen, and Stubbs does make the mistake. I think we don't need to emphasise that at this juncture, with so much football being played in such a hard game, that tiredness is decidedly a factor. Cameron almost got away with it. Petter. Well, there's a good run forward by McNamara. Now the goalkeeper's totally exposed, and McNamara completely missed that, totally miscued it. Here is where the mistake was made. The ball bobbled seemed to get him in the shin and go away from him.
Yeah, I don't think he could make up his mind what he wanted to do. He was hoping the goalkeeper would make the first move, and Niemi stood on his goal line, stood up to it, and didn't make that move, and all of a sudden the ball's broken from him. But you know, it was a shame because he had Tommy Johnson down the other side, and a pass in there might have caused a real bit of problem. Certainly have killed the game off.
Well, we've seen a striker, Johnson, and a defender, McNamara, and a midfield player like McNamara having that long run in and goal. It shows you that even some of the best players get a little bit befuddled at times about how to finish. Oh, just away by Stubbs. Cameron is up there again. And offside. Clearly offside. Celtic defenders had come out, left all in his own, no question.
Well, they came out quickly, and he was obviously left. He was hoping the ball was going to land in there from, and all credit to him, looking at the ball, probably didn't see the defenders leave him in there.
What a
good defending.
It was indeed. Now certainly has come on to a better game in the latter part. Here is Peta. Just look where Colin Cameron is. I mean, he really has gone the whole length of the pitch to get back. That's a free kick.
It was a free kick, wasn't it?
So, Thompson. Well, he was going after that. Once again, it was Kirk who came back. Tucks it down. Thompson. Yes, well, I think Niemi had his eye on that ball. It seemed to be, from our angle, well, this will give us a better idea. Yes, swing away, well wide.
It was always going wide, wasn't it? Long way out, certainly.
But as you said, Billy, a highly enjoyable game. And I thought after that first 25 minutes it was going to be narrow, but less incident than we would have expected. Of course, the second half turned out trumps.
Well, that's right, and over the 90 minutes, I think the scoreline was right. You know, the teams were about equal. We saw some good saves from the goalkeeper. We saw some good play, particularly in the second half. But you know, I felt that Celtic had the advantage with the fresh legs coming on and getting that goal in that first period.
Here's Colin Cameron. That's a decent ball, Wanjo, and he touches it in now. Presley. Just a bit too deep. Reset does the rest. Well, you must credit Hearts. They've picked themselves up again. They're trying everything they know. It's a tired team out there. But oh, what a difference from Saturday. When many of the Hearts supporters were telling me they looked quite spineless. Well, they've got it back tonight. And I think that man there, I know he'll be angry and frustrated at the way things have worked out of a stage like this, but nevertheless, they've given him everything. Here's the break. Rabchik's in the middle. Thompson's making a run. And Johnson decided to go for it himself. Now, I wonder if it was the sheer velocity that made the goalkeeper do what you thought that he should have done with the first one. Just make sure he just got it away from
Well, he
his
certainly
goal.
got his body behind that one, but I think the ball was swerving a little bit. I think the outside the foot, but he made sure it wasn't going to go on the target there, didn't he?
And from that cross, Johnson puts it behind. The onus now on Hearts to finish this in style if they can, to pull themselves back. So little time left. All Celtic need to do now at this juncture is simply keep possession. Thompson comes across. That's exactly what Celtic are trying to do. Johnson tries to put it in, rifle, it's there. Moravcik. Well. Suddenly the youngsters slept. Again, we had praised him so much. He let Moravcik get away, and that finishes it. Credit to Lubo Moravcik for creeping in at the back. And a touch of rawness there from the youngster. Ball watching, and they suffered.
That's right, but that's always a good delivery between the goalkeeper and last defender, and he hesitates, doesn't he? And in goes Moravcik and says thank you very much. And the tie's now well beyond Hearts, isn't it?
Indeed, in that experience and class has certainly paid off for Celtic towards the end of the game. Here's Wanjo again. And any tension that may have been felt in the Celtic camp is well and truly over, and he knows it, although his expression is hardly speaking volumes.
No, he'll be relieved that he's got through the tie. You know, he changed his scene quite a bit about no one let him down, but you know, it was the fact that he had experienced substitutes on the bench in that last period that he was able to bring on.
As McNamara, he's gone to left flank, he does it again. That's a glorious goal. They are rubbing it in now. Well, he scored at Fir Park, and that was much more spectacular. And there may have been a deflection.
Yeah, there was a deflection, wasn't it? Just lifted it away from the goalkeeper, but good strike from Jackie McNamara.